Welcome back. We have been dealing with one of the technique for measuring the time value, that was discounting concept, and we have dealt with various cases relating to discounting concept. Let's deal with some of the cases that comes under the next part of the compounding concept. Next one, future value or compounding. It is one of the technique for measuring the time value of money or time preference of money. It is just the opposite of present value concept. I hope you are familiar with what is meant by present value concept or discounting concept, and it is just the opposite of present value concept. In future value concept or compounding concept, it is similar to the same concept which we have dealt in the computation of interest. In future value concept or compounding concept, you are asked to find the future value or the amount by the end of a certain period if you are getting a certain some percentage or interest of interest, whether it is simple or compound interest on that particular amount. So you are asked to find, or in such future value concept, it is that amount that will be available by the end of a certain period along with the interest on that specific amount. So in simple meaning, future value or compounding means principal amount plus interest. So the time preference for money encourages a person to receive the money at present instead of waiting for future. But he may like to wait if he is duly compensated for the waiting time by way of ensuring more money in the future. That may be in the form of interest. Interest may be simple interest concept or compound interest concept. For example, a person being offered rupees 100 today may wait for a year if he is ensured of rupees 110 at the end of the first year at 10% per annum. The cash flow of rupees 100 at present of rupees 110 after 1 year will be the same for this person. I hope you understand the concept. In the present value concept, we learned that whatever money which we held now will be higher when it is compared to the same amount in somewhere in future, because the value of money diminishes. That's why in that case works. But in compounding concept, a person will wait for the future amount if he is duly rewarded. Rewarded means if you are asked, if you are said like the example which is stated here, a person is offered rupees 100 today or 110 at the end of the first year. So the person will ready to wait because he will get 110 by the end of the first year instead of rupees 100 now. If he is collecting 100 rupees now or if he is collecting 110 at the end, it will remain the same. That is the concept of compounding or concept of future value concept. It's quite simple. The principal amount plus certain amount interest, you will get the future value or compounding value of the certain principal amount or the amount which we are dealing in that particular aspect. For example, find the amount due for a sum of rupees 500 after 2 years at 8% simple interest. So it's quite simple. 500 plus certain percent of interest, you will get the future value or compound value at the end of a certain period. We all know that P here P is 500, R is 8 and N is 2. So the amount due by the end of the certain period is P plus PNR by 100. You will get 500 plus 500 into 2 into 8 by 100. We have learned this part in the simple interest concept at the beginning of the same module. You will get rupees 580. This is a concept of future value or compounding concept. This is just the opposite of present value concept. In present value concept, this factor will not work. This certain percentage of interest is added to the principal amount. That part won't work. In that case, we are studying only the time value or the value of money that changes with the time. Only that part. Even though the percentage or rate is given, that rate represent the present value factor. Remember, in that case, the rate given is present value factor. It doesn't have any relation with the interest or interest which has to be added with that principal amount, nothing like that. Remember that concept, go through that case very thoroughly. Here the future value is just opposite of present value factor. And we have dealt with number of cases relating to the similar simple interest concept as well as compound interest and different cases relating to that. We have dealt different cases or application level question relating to future value or compounding concept. Okay, next new part, annuity. I hope you have heard the term annuity, and sometimes you may understand or know the meaning of annuity, and most commonly you have dealt the same term in accounting. Today we will learn in detail what is meant by annuity, what is its concept, what is its meaning, and how we are going to find the annuity amount of a certain investment or whatever the case may be. An annuity is a fixed amount payable periodically at equal intervals. The interval may be for a period of 1 year, half year, monthly, or quarterly, and so on. An annuity may take the form of interest, rent, pension, because all these three, the peculiarity of these three items is always there will be a fixed amount. Interest, there will be a fixed amount that has to be paid or received. Rent, similar case. Pension, also similar case. Usually annuity represent in situations where a fixed amount is paid at regular intervals. If the payment are to be made for a certain or fixed number of years, it is called annuity certain. Annuity certain is further classified into annuity due and immediate annuity. We will study in detail what is annuity due and immediate annuity and problems or cases relating to that. So if you are making a fixed amount of payment regularly for a fixed number of years, it is known as annuity certain. And under annuity certain, there are two categories, annuity due and immediate annuity. Let's deal with what is meant by annuity due and immediate annuity. If the payments are made at the beginning of the year, it is called annuity due, because there is no restriction regarding payment. The only concept is that you need to make a fixed amount of payment at regular intervals. It can be made at the beginning, middle, or at the end. If the payment is made at the beginning, it is known as annuity due. If the payments are made at the end of every year, the annuity is known as immediate annuity. Familiarize the both terms because you are going to deal with the problems relating to annuity due and immediate annuity as well as annuity certain. Next one. Annuity payable for a fixed number of years is called annuity certain, which we have dealt earlier. If the payments are to be made for an unspecified period, it is called perpetual annuity. Remember the difference, annuity certain and perpetual annuity. In both cases, regular payments are made for a fixed time. If the time is fixed, it is known as annuity certain. If there is no specification regarding the time, it is known as perpetual annuity. If the first payment falls due after the lapse of a certain given period, the annuity is called deferred annuity. And let's deal with the case or equation which are going to find the value of annuity at the end of the certain period. So the total amount of annuities at rupees A at the end of the nth year. You are asked to find the amount at the end of the number of years that will be specified in the question. The equation for finding the value of annuity at the end of the certain period is annuity at the end of the certain period. Usually it may be for a period of a number of years. So at the end of that certain period, it will be known as future value, that is equal to A divided by I into 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 square bracket. So remember the equation. This equation is used to find the total amount of annuity at the end of the nth year. Nth year means that the time or duration of the case will be specified in that question. It may be for a period of 2 years or 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So the equation for finding the total amount of annuity at the end of the nth year is a divided by I into 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 brackets. So just go through the theory concept and its aspect and the equation. We will deal about the equations or cases relating to annuity in the coming sessions. That's all for today.